Hello everybody, Peter here from the cafe at Dunes Golf Centre, and I've got one of these in my hand. Yes, it's the Taylormade Qi4d Driver. Now, why have I got that in my hands? Well, as you can see scrolling across the bottom of your screen there, I am going to do the draw to find out who's going to win this, and this is for playing in our March Toptracer. We called it the Back to Golf Toptracer event. We were very lucky because of our kind sponsors, Taylormade, and in association with Dunes Comps, we were able to put up this amazing prize completely for free. But I think what's going to happen, I've got a funny feeling there's going to be a lot of people whose names are on that wheel, but more importantly, people whose names are not on the wheel that might regret not taking part. Because when you see who's on there, so there's 110 names on the wheel I'm about to show you, but that is made up primarily of just a few players that kept coming each day, and they have massively enhanced their odds of winning this driver. But you know what? That isn't the main thing. It's about inspiring you to play, even though the weather has been pretty poor, hasn't it? In fact, it's still poor today. So here at Dunes, we're trying to encourage you to dust off the golf clubs, get your season started early by coming and using the Toptracer here at Dunes, because the games like the virtual golf, the approach shot challenge, the driving challenge are very, very good for preparing you for play on the golf course this summer. And our goal here is that you go and play your best golf, and therefore you enjoy it even more because of this wonderful game that we have. Can be enjoyed no matter how we play, but there's no doubt it's definitely more fun when we play our best golf. So that is why I've got this driver in my hand. Now, before I do the wheel of names spin, what I'm just going to do, if you bear with me, I'm going to bring up our back end of the Toptracer just to show you the scores that were placed. And this is the results from the junior section, which is classed as under 19. Now, I was lucky. Last week, I was out in Madrid receiving an award through Toptracer for the Top Charity of the Year award, and that covers the whole of Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. So it was a very great honor to have been selected as the winner of that. So Emma and I went out to Madrid, and I played with the head of Top Golf, the general manager of Top Golf globally, a guy called Scott Blevins, absolute superstar of a guy. It was a pleasure to play with him. But I did mention some of the things I'd like to see in the Toptracer, and he took it all on board. One of them being that when it comes to filtering out different age categories, we would like the juniors to start off at a younger age group, or allow us rather not start off at a younger age group, but rather have it where we can specify that it's not just under 19s competing all in one pool. We might have an under 10s and under 12s, etc. But anyway, that aside, the winner, Teddy Taylor, young Teddy Taylor. How old's Teddy? Is he 10 maybe? I could be wrong on that. I apologize, Teddy, if I've got that wrong. But he's not particularly old. He's certainly just a youngster. But a score of 28 was truly phenomenal. So well done, Teddy. Teddy's won a dozen Taylormade balls. And as we move on now to the next section, which is the women's section, we can see just 5 players, of which one of those was our Amy, a staff member. So she was ineligible to win a prize or to be in the draw for the driver. So well done, Amy, on your score of 44, which means Zara Stephen with a score of 47 was our winner, also winning a dozen Taylormade balls. So congratulations, Zara. I know you've been in touch already. Quite a bit of disbelief from Zara's email this morning. Wasn't sure that she had actually won or not. And when I gave her the good news that she has, she was certainly very delighted. So well done, Zara. Now, the next category is, of course, the men's. And in the men's, Dan Watt, there was a bit of to and fro between me and Dan for a while. Dan was leading and I overtook him. And then he came down pretty much the same or the very next day and then beat me by 2. So well played, Dan. Liam, also our PGA coach here, managed to score a 35. Not quite good enough to beat Dan, but I think Liam was just happy that he managed to beat me. So well done to Dan. A dozen Taylormade balls for you as well. But I know, folks, that's not what you've tuned in live on here today for. We've tuned in live to see who is going to win this driver. And if I just go to the wheel of names, and it should pop up on your screen. So the 110 names are all on this list. They are just sorted. I think it's alphabetically by the person's name if we knew it. Now, there's a few usernames where I didn't know the first name, so they're just in as the username. but we can see everybody's entries on here. So Dan came down 3 times. Look at this one. Edwin Duthie, 13 entries on there, I believe. Ian Duthie, Edwin's dad, I think had 12 entries. We've got Ian Lawrence there with 3. Cameron Brown there with 4. Another notable one, where was it now? It was, there's Teddy, a winner with 3. Here we go. Will Campbell, 17 times he came and played it. So when you think about that, between Will, Edwin, and Ian, over half the entries are just those 3 players. But that doesn't, of course, mean it guarantees a win. What I'm going to do now is just give these names a shuffle. I'm going to head back to my broadcasting software. Now, sometimes when I do these lives, I end up just talking to myself. Can anybody hear me? If you can, I would really appreciate whatever platform you're watching on, whether it's YouTube or Facebook, just give us a thumbs up or comment to say, yes, we can hear you. While you're doing that, if you are watching this either on what we call catch-up, I suppose, or watching it live, we do not have an event planned for April. But what would you like to play? What sort of a game, what sort of a challenge would you most like to play so that I can look at putting it together? Because we're in your hands, really, with this one. What I don't want to do is put on a comp that nobody wants to take part in. Or the alternative is, do we just leave it? Do we just let you come down and use the Toptracer, playing against each other, just practicing yourself? If that's what you want, that's perfectly fine with us. But we do like to, where we can, try and engage and entertain you here at Dunes. So if you do fancy something, do let us know. I know 1 or 2 of you have emailed me back with some thoughts, so I appreciate that. But we'd love more than just 1 or 2 ideas. The more we get, the better we can serve you. So Edwin and Ian are hearing us from the Alps. Wow, that's amazing, isn't the internet? I mean, it's been around for a long time, but it still amazes me that there we go, Edwin and Ian in the Alps. Brilliant stuff, guys. It's probably warmer there than it is here in Fraserburgh today, guys. Right, any more comments? It doesn't look like it. I'm going to bring back up the wheel of names. Let me just check I've done this correctly. Yes, I have. Okay, folks, so here's the wheel. What I'm going to do is just check that they are all shuffled. Yes, I already did that. Yes, they're all shuffled up. So, folks, without wasting any more of your time, we're going to spin it now to find out who wins that driver. This is exciting, isn't it? Here we go, folks. Good luck, everybody. Well, folks, the champagne will be popping in the Alps as Ian Duthie has taken the victory and won the Qi4d Driver. Well deserved, Ian, for all of your support, not just in this event, but of all the stuff we do here at Dunes. I can't thank you enough. And winning this driver is exactly what you deserve. I guess the other good news for you, Ian, is that with Edwin not winning it, there's no awkward conversation about you having to try and coerce it off him, having you brought him that nice US Kids driver just last week. So, Ian, this is yours. When you get back from the Alps, we'll sort out which one is best for you. There we go. I'm going to put this on the screen. I love stuff like this. So, yippee, have a nice beer open to celebrate. Well, it is 5 o'clock somewhere, Ian. Not quite 5 o'clock here yet, which reminds me, I've got to go and get ready for our dunescomps.co.uk draws, which are taking place at 5 o'clock tonight. We've got a Scotty Cameron putter, a limited edition one worth £729, and 3 dozen of those very special pink flamingo balls that are going to be drawn in 20 minutes' time. If you want to get a ticket, you've got 6 minutes to get onto dunescomps.co.uk to go and have a little punt and see if you can win. If you're under 18, though, and you're watching this, that doesn't apply to you. Okay, folks, thanks for your support. Thanks for taking part. Well done to Ian on winning, and well done to Dan Watt, to Zara, and to Teddy Taylor on winning all of the golf ball prizes for the best scores. It's what, Ian? He put, it's T40. Oh, I see you mean. Good stuff, right? Excellent stuff, Ian. Right. See you all later. That's it from me. Bye for now.